Well, it's time for lunch. I wonder if you'll get lunch. Looks like the high school grad who got stuck in a dead-end job has to eat alone.
I had ordered lunch for 50 new hires for the company orientation, but only 49 lunches arrived at the cafeteria. As I was searching for the missing lunch I ordered, one of the new hires, who graduated from Stanford, told me that. Apparently, he was the one who canceled my lunch without asking. Behind him, other new hires were also laughing at me, calling me a high school grad in a dead-end job and mocking me. Watching them made my blood boil. I decided to make something clear to the new hires. My name is David Smith, a 42-year-old employee who recently switched to a major company for a career boost. I live happily with my wife and daughter. One day,
Oh, David, you didn't go to college?
my direct boss was looking at my hiring resume and said so. Yes, my highest level of education is a high school diploma.
Whom? Hiring someone from the bottom of the barrel like you means our company must be in decline.
Oh. Seeing me struggle to respond, the manager let out a deep sigh.
I graduated from Harvard. My son, who's joining the company soon, graduated from Stanford.
Wow, that's impressive.
So, I can't understand why someone with just a high school diploma like you is here.
I've only been with this company for a few weeks, so I didn't know much about the manager. But from his bragging about his education, I realized he's the type to judge people by their educational background. I should keep my interactions with him to a minimum to avoid trouble. I quickly realized this, but it was too late. From that day on, he began harassing me incessantly. I had joined the company 6 months earlier than the other new hires. HR told me that I would be training with the other new hires and, in the meantime, I should learn the job and help other employees. At first, I was organizing files and documents, but no matter how many I filed, the pile kept growing. Sometimes, when I left my desk for a few minutes, the files I had organized would be scattered, and I had to redo everything. The manager also made me clean his desk area and run personal errands, all while belittling me in front of other employees.
Great job today. This kind of work suits a high school grad like you.
Other employees would get up and leave or look down to avoid eye contact when the manager's harassment began, hoping to avoid becoming his next target. I was mentally exhausted and losing weight. My wife, Emily, was worried about me.
Hey, are you okay? Isn't there a place at work where you can file a complaint?
Thanks, but I'm okay. I just need to get used to the new job. Once I get the hang of it, things will settle down. I had an ace up my sleeve. So, it'll be okay. I reassured myself and tried to act cheerfully so Emily wouldn't worry. I'm off to work.
Bye, Dad. Can you come home early today?
I'm not sure, but tomorrow's my day off, so we'll go to the park together.
Yay. I'll do my best at daycare, so you do your best at work, Dad.
My daughter's innocent smile gave me strength. I hope today goes smoothly. I wished as I headed to the office, but as soon as I arrived, the manager handed me some documents.
These are the training materials for this year's new hires. Compile them.
A few hours later, I handed the compiled materials to the manager.
You didn't have someone help you with this, did you?
No, I did it all by myself. For the past few weeks, I had been filing documents daily. Because of that, I had become familiar with last year's company activities. The documents included last year's training materials and feedback. Using those as a reference, I created the new materials. I was confident that it turned out well because I created it based on the lessons learned from last year's. Seeing the manager's surprised face was satisfying. Compared to transferred employees, I knew more about the company from organizing documents, so others started asking me for last year's data and help with creating documents. It seemed they found it easier to talk to me than trying to get on the manager's good side. I treated employees who relied on me with respect, even if it meant sacrificing my time. As a former engineer, I was also good at fixing computer issues and could quickly resolve any problems with equipment.
You're a lifesaver.
Thanks. The sudden update changed all my settings, and I was at a loss.
Unlike the perpetually angry manager, I found it much easier to talk to my cheerful coworkers.
You seem much brighter these days.
My wife, Emily, noticed a clear change in my demeanor. I've been interacting more with my coworkers. It's rewarding. 6 months after joining the company, the new hire orientation was just a day away. While I would be joining the new hires, having started 6 months earlier, I was assigned to support the orientation. While setting up the venue, the manager approached me for the first time in a while.
David, order 50 boxed lunches from Carnegie Deli for the new hires by noon tomorrow.
Yes, sir, I replied, placing the order and resuming the preparations. By this time, the manager's harassment had stopped, and I had let my guard down. At the orientation, the president warmly welcomed the new hires.
We are very grateful for your decision to join our company. Congratulations on starting your careers. From today, as part of our team, work with your 50 peers and approach your tasks with a sense of responsibility. We wish you all the best in your growth.
After the president's speech, everyone felt a sense of relief. Just then, the boxed lunches arrived, and I started setting up for lunch. I arranged all the boxed lunches for both employees and new hires on the table. Then I noticed one lunch was missing. Checking the receipt, I saw it only listed 49 lunches. What? 49? I was sure I ordered 50. The receipt had a note indicating a quantity change right after I made the call.
Well, it's lunchtime. I wonder if you'll get lunch. Looks like the high school grad who got stuck in a dead-end job has to eat alone.
Turning around, I saw an unfamiliar employee. Who are you?
Oh, we haven't met. My name is Tim Johnson.
Hearing the name, I realized he must have canceled my lunch. Behind the Stanford grad, laughing at the high school grad in a dead-end job, other new hires joined in, mocking me. The sight made my blood boil. This must be the manager's son, the Stanford grad he mentioned. Confirming with the deli, a man named Tim had indeed canceled one lunch. I returned to the orientation venue to complain, but it was already being cleaned up, so I helped with the cleanup. 30 minutes later, I heard the manager was at the lunch venue, so I headed there. I found the manager and his son enjoying their meal. Samuel, what is the meaning of this? I confronted him with the receipt. And using your son to do it.
Can't you see? We're eating. Oh, are you getting grumpy because you're hungry?
The manager's son and the other new hires laughed out loud at the manager's words. Why did you cancel only my lunch? and having your son make the call instead of doing it yourself. I kept my anger in check, maintaining a calm demeanor as I asked the manager,
Sorry, but there's no lunch for a high school grad here. You'll have to provide your own.
The new hires laughed again at the manager's words. The manager hadn't done anything recently, and I had forgotten who he really was.
It's too bad. But you have no allies here. There's no one else with just a high school diploma. You've been getting a bit too comfortable with other employees relying on you, but people without a degree can't advance. Enjoy the attention while it lasts.
Is education really that important?
Of course, it's more important than experience. Some of our mid-career hires have high school diplomas, but it's unfair for them to earn the same as college grads. People with high school diplomas should earn less and stick to tasks like organizing documents forever.
The manager sneered.
I was the one who conducted the interviews. I rejected the high school grads on paper. We can't have more low-level people like you.
But there was no mention of that in the job listing.
That's my rule. But it seems I was right. All the new hires listen to me. High school grads, like you, just complain to their bosses.
When did I ever complain? This is the first time. Why do they look down on me just because of my education?
My dad is right. So just go eat your lunch alone, high school grad.
The father and son tried to kick me out of the room, but I wasn't about to leave quietly. Understood. I see that all the new hires here are elitists who look down on people like me. So, all of your job offers are now revoked. Thanks for your time today.
What?
The new hires looked shocked as I smiled. Their identical expressions made me burst out laughing.
What does this mean?
I don't understand.
Oh, you high education folks can't grasp this. Let me explain again. I'm revoking all of your job offers.
No way. It's ridiculous for someone who just joined to have that power. What a joke.
The room filled with laughter, but it quickly fell silent.
David is right. All new hire offers are revoked.
President.
Well, I got a call from David and came to check things out. Quite the situation, huh, Samuel?
Yes, David started saying nonsensical things, confusing everyone. This isn't acceptable, right? He should be fired.
Desperate to avoid getting fired, the new hires nodded vigorously at the manager's words.
I can't fire David. Doing so would mean my job too.
The president laughed. Everyone, including the manager, his son, and the new hires, looked puzzled.
I'm the son of the founder's best friend. David, the founder's grandson, is the next president.
Since my mother didn't take over the company, my grandfather temporarily entrusted it to Walter. Everyone gaped like fish out of water. The new hires looked pale.
So, who was the one who played the small trick of canceling David's lunch?
Oh well.
I'm sorry. My son did something terrible.
Dad.
Pathetic. Blaming your son at this point.
No, I thought David usually brought his lunch, so I assumed he did today too.
No, I made sure to order mine as well, so I didn't bring one.
Sorry about that.
Don't play dumb. You did it on purpose. I've been informed by other employees that you mocked David for being a high school grad. Most of our employees are college graduates, but we don't require it in our job listings. We focus on hiring based on character. Yet, You made your own rules for hiring. Who knows if you rejected a valuable candidate because of it?
The president sighed deeply.
When did you become like this? You used to be more sincere and cooperative. I valued those traits, but it's disappointing to see you treat your subordinates this way.
It seemed the president had interviewed the manager in the past, and he wasn't always like this. Probably changed after promotions and raises.
Don't speak ill of my dad. If he can unify people, no matter the method, that's a valuable skill for a leader.
Exactly. As my son said, I managed to bring together all the new hires immediately. Look at how they follow me more than David. Don't say it's disappointing. I'm working to make the company stronger.
So, all the new hires agree with Samuel's actions?
The president asked, but none of the new hires nodded this time. They looked down, fearing they might be fired. I felt something was off. Excuse me, but were any of you new hires threatened by Samuel? Most of the new hires looked up at this. The president's expression grew even more serious.
What do you mean by that?
That's absurd. I've never done such a thing. Right, everyone?
No one nodded.
Let's set aside the issue of revoking job offers for now. If there's something else going on, it changes things. Please answer honestly. Has anyone here been threatened or pressured by Samuel?
All the new hires raised their hands. This is a recording from the voice recorder I set up earlier.
Listen up, new hires. You're here because of me. I hired you because of your high education. You should be grateful. Don't ever go against me. If you do, I'll cut your pay immediately.
This is clear evidence of your threats, Samuel.
This is eavesdropping. Who's the real criminal here?
Silence. There have been other reports of your problematic behavior. We'll conduct a thorough investigation. Brace yourself.
While most people turned a blind eye to the abuse I faced, some in similar situations had confided in me, encouraging me to endure. We decided to gather evidence and report the misconduct. The manager, never expecting to be accused, looked despondent.
I won't tolerate this. The new hires will stay and learn from scratch. We'll conduct training to prevent such behavior from recurring. We'll also apologize to those rejected due to their education and offer them new interviews. Your actions have hurt many people. Reflect on that.
Why are high school grads given preferential treatment?
Control yourself. David may have graduated high school here, but he also graduated from an overseas university and has been running a company while working here. He's an exceptional employee. Do you really think you surpass him in any way?
The manager stood in shock, overwhelmed by the harsh words from the president and the reality he had just learned.
However, it is my responsibility as president that this situation was not prevented sooner. As of today, I will be handing over the presidency to David. I will leave the investigation and the handling of Samuel's case to you, David. The rest is up to you. I will continue to support this company as an advisor, but David will have the actual operational control. Best of luck, David.
After that, I became president and announced the decision regarding the manager. If I had been the only victim, I might have considered a demotion, but there were too many victims this time. To ensure he understood the gravity of his actions, I decided on a disciplinary dismissal. We reached out to the applicants who were initially rejected, but none of them agreed to come back for a second interview. We sincerely acknowledged the significant loss of trust in the company and worked hard to prevent such issues from recurring. I aim to create a workplace where employees could work comfortably. Even after stepping down, former President Walter often checked on me and provided guidance. He initially offered to be an advisor, but now supports me as a secretary. Since we share similar experiences, I believe we can face any future challenges together. Meanwhile, Samuel struggled to find new employment due to his age and is now working as a day laborer security guard. One of my subordinates saw him recently, and he looked nothing like his former self in suits, with long hair, tanned skin, and an aged appearance. I'm sure Samuel no longer looks down on people or judges them by their education. This experience might have been a good reality check for him. As the new president, I am busier than ever, but I strive to create a better working environment for my employees. I improved their conditions and made sure to communicate with them regularly, instead of isolating myself in the president's office. I also revised the hiring process to include group interviews, along with document screening and individual interviews to focus more on cooperation and personality. While maintaining some hierarchy is essential, the workplace changed to one where employees could express themselves without worrying about hierarchy. As a result, new hires started to actively share their ideas. The workplace became more open, and our performance improved. This success is thanks to the employees' hard work, and I intend to reward them with bonuses. I aim to grow the company into one where employees want to work and continue working, so I will keep working hard every day.